Let's jump into it. First off, before I jump into it, come over to ztrades.net, check out the terms and conditions page. If you do not agree to it, do not watch this video and do not join the Discord. That's completely free to join. If you do agree to it, continue to watch this video and let's jump into it. I want to go over the watch list. You know, I'm leaning kind of neutral, definitely more to the bull side. That's for sure. First off, let's just start off with Bitcoin. I want to talk about some of my frustrations in a period like this. We'll move on to that after Bitcoin before I go over into the equities markets. Over to equities and ETFs. Look at this on Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? If you guys can't see it, then you need to learn. But if you're in the right place if you want to learn, okay? There's the 50. We held the 50 and the bottom of I mean, this looks set to go. And this is a weekly. Keep in mind, last time we had something build, although this was a very long time it took to build. This thing went, and I mean, it went. We don't need to really draw the bottom here. But at the end of the day, this thing, I mean, this built for a very long time. This was what, March to October? Dear goodness, that's like basically 6 months. So how long has this been building? We can say from December to April, you know, that's like almost the same amount of time, you know, that it took since, you know, we had a big rally here, then we consolidated and chopped. We had a big rally here. I don't know where you would start this. I guess where it dropped and started to come up, that would be considered the consolidation, but it was down. When they go down like this, they can pop aggressively. I mean, this thing looks hot. What really makes it look hot, guys, is the fact that there's a 50 right here, and it's respected it 1, 2, and 3 times. Wick, drop below it, but then body closed on it on the weekly. I'm expecting this thing to go. Let me see something real quick here. Let's turn the chats off. Yeah, so we closed up here at the top of this. What was this at? I think we were higher than that. Weren't we at 80? Let's look. I'm pretty sure we were at 84. I was watching it this weekend. Bitcoin's an easy predictor of where the market's going to go. Dear Lord. Yep, almost 85 on Bitcoin futures we hit. So that would be, yeah, basically where the top of that was. Anyways, let's go ahead and turn this back on. Make it look pretty. I think we're going to go. Again, in the 2018 trade war with Trump and Xi Jinping, at some point the market quit reacting to it. It just stopped caring. It didn't care anymore. And we saw that happen when the market quit dropping when retaliatory tariffs were put on us. It didn't do anything. It dropped a little bit and then popped back up 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later. It's a sign we were at the bottom. Each one of these crashes is getting shorter and shorter each time, which scares me because, you know, one of these times it's going to be really bad. But anyways, we still have juice to squeeze out of the orange that's left. Let's move over to SPY here and see what we got going on. Let me zoom out a bit. Since COVID, 5 years, like right now, 5 years. You know, this is March 9th, you know, April over in here. It's 5 years ago. I can't believe that's been a half decade. It was like 2 seconds ago, guys. It seems like it was 2 seconds ago. You had COVID. You had the 2018. Let's just make this 7 years. Basically 7 years, 6.5, almost 7 years. You've had the crash of 2018, quantitative tightening, COVID. There's 2, 3, this 4, 5 times we've hit this trend line. 6 times to buy. Quantitative tightening, this was due to Powell. This was due to a virus. This was due to quantitative tightening and the Russia war that we were supporting all throughout here, okay? This pop over here was anticipation of quantitative easing as well as the Biden administration giving money to NVDA, Intel, AMD, a lot of the chip companies, causing the market to rally. Literally single-handedly pushed it up. Because we were down with all this stuff. They wanted it to be good with elections. I still think they would have done it regardless, even if they were fresh in. They may have. Now we have tariffs, right? We had tariffs over in here too. And we bounced up. We hit an ATH. Then we had quantitative tightening. Tariffs were still going on this. Wait. When was it? January. No. I'm wrong. Where was it? Somewhere over in here, it started to happen. Tariffs. July 2018, I'm pretty sure. We hit all-time highs with them going on. They ended somewhere else. I can't remember where they ended. They may have ended in, I don't know where they ended. I can't remember. It's a long time ago. I don't remember the exact month. But what I'm getting off topic here. You've had all these times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Now, you've had 5 times off this trend, 4 times off this trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Yeah. 5 times right off the trend line to buy. And this was my PT. If you go back on some of my videos, and you all have watched all of it, I don't remember how long ago it was. Maybe in February, I think. We're in April now. I said we're going to hit this line, and it seemed kind of crazy. Well, we hit it. We hit it. Let's go ahead and turn chats off so we can see the colors so you understand which way the candles are going. Look at that. Beautiful. We were almost near the 200. Anytime SPY gets anywhere near the 200, below the 100, it usually seems like a fantastic buy. Every single time we were below the 100 here, we hit the 200 actually. Here, right? Below the 100 over here and between the 200. Great place to start adding. What I'd like to see, and there's some, if you want to take a look at the RSI as well, when we were getting near, now don't look where my cursor is, look left. Okay, I can't point. Look, wait, look that way and down. You know, we were almost at COVID levels, almost. The faster it drops, the more RSI will dump in some cases. That's another video though. There's some other stuff. I'm gonna let's look at. Okay, we got TLT here, still staying in the channel on the RSI. Still think it's a great buy. Gonna be a long hold. TGT is what I was trying to pull up. Look at RSI on a monthly. Just take a look at this. I have it highlighted. We're at 2009 levels. Just about at 2009 levels. Let's make that go up a little bit. Just about, yeah, we're at 09 levels. Crazy. But you can see on target, we're just returning to a point of normal. We had a COVID bubble up here. This is the COVID bubble. Quantitative tightening. We had the tuck-friendly, disgusting stuff for children that Target had. Bad idea. Big bear flag looks like it formed here. Turns out families didn't want that. Shocker, right? Absolute shocker. We had a big bear flag, snapped, went all the way down to the 200. I should have been buying right there. They had horrible earnings. That was in October of 2023. You know, we were down to 102, and this thing shot up to 182. The buy there. But now we've snapped everything. We're below the 200. I mean, never has that has happened in 08. We've never been that below the 200 before. I mean, they're getting smacked. Just the remnants of the COVID bubble, of these COVID bubbles, is some of it is just still here. And now it's dissipating. Let's go ahead and keep moving here. Pepsi, I'm keeping my eyes on Target. I may want to pick some up. Let me go back to Target, especially if we can hit this volume shelf down here at 74 or 79. We're not that far off. We got down to 87. I should have picked some up there. Nike's another one before I move on. Look at this. Absolutely smacked. Absolutely smacked. Look at that. I had that all teed up for it to blow up. Look at that. Look at that fake out. Just getting ready. I added equity and everything. I did a starter on. I was waiting until we had closed above it, you know, on a monthly, and it didn't work out. I closed it out. When I saw this storm coming, right, when the market started to react bad, I was out. I cut what I had. We could see we are on this volume shelf. I would not be surprised if we bounced here, guys, on Nike. I mean, when the heck has this thing been below the 200 on the monthly? It's never done it. It's the first time ever. And another COVID stock popping. Let's jump over to a weekly. Look at this thing. Let me go back to RSI on a monthly. Yeah, we're at 1985 levels on RSI. And we're below 2010 levels. Wild. I almost typed Pepe. Let's take a look at this. Pepsi. Let's go over to a weekly. We're on the 100 on the monthly. Look at that. We're below this. I'd like to see this thing get smacked a little bit harder, like a lot harder. Let me go ahead and adjust this a bit more. There we go. I'd like to see this really come down to that 124 level. That would just be a miracle if something like that could happen. That would be great. And we're below that level over here. Coming down here, yeah. In these 120s, that would be great. 124, I would love to add Pepsi there. Fantastic stock. I'm going to go over a little bit of what I'm in, but before I do, let's pull up Tesla. And we are right on the 200. Right on the 200. Let's go to the daily. Daily looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Look at a little IHS on the RSI there. I think that this could go. I had this chart at every time pop. There was the election pop. Then this pop. Reversal candle up here. Never saw that price again. Shooting star, shooting star. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm a bit off today, guys. I'm sounding kind of weird right now. A little bit out of it. Sounding delirious. This thing, I really want to see us above 274. If so, this thing could go. But we're death crossing. 50 and 200 of cross. We need to see the 100 and 200 cross. That's how you know it's cooked. But, I long Tesla for robotics, and it's Elon Musk. Like, he can't secure funding if he needed it, if he was in trouble. He's not smart enough to turn it around. It's Elon Musk. Think about it. The Optimus robot. Robo-taxi. That's revenue for Tesla. AI, right? EV. Okay, there's another thing. Tesla phone. That's what I was thinking of. The Tesla phone. You're going to run off Starlink and get reception anywhere. And then hydrogen cars. I mean, I am happy buying Tesla at these levels. Shame I didn't buy it over here. 215. That just would have been amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 days ago, 214. I should have loaded over there, and I kind of missed it. But I've been focusing on ETFs. There's not as much drama with ETFs. I'd love SOXX to just snap. The reason why I chose this over SMH, I do like that SMH, I can just see the price history going back to the .com over here in May of 2000. And then we had the .com bubble burst. You could have gotten it at $7. And then down there, and the sevens again in the '08 crash. And just rode this thing up. That would have been great. The appreciation on this has been nuts. But AI is nothing without simmies. And I like the companies that are in this. Look at this just melt up on this thing. Let's turn the linear chart off. We're on the monthly. Looks like we're going to end up holding the 50. Let's move over to the weekly and take a look at this. I had that charted out. If you guys go to my Twitter, my X, I talked about this giant volume gap. We beyond filled that, and we dropped way below the 200. I was buying at 157. Should have been picking up at 147, but, it opened and then shot up. Tell me how many times we've snapped the 200. Let's turn the linear chart on. We've never broke it. Well, we did. Okay. 2015 tag, 2016 tag. Didn't tag it in the 2018 crash. COVID, we tagged it. We dropped below it actually during the 2022 crash, quantitative tightening and Russia war. We dropped below it now, and I bought it below the 200, and I'm happy. And I'd love for this thing to come down again, 112, 100. That would be amazing. So I'm just going to be, I'm leaning bullish and neutral. I should have picked up, we're so far from the 200. I mean, it's like a slinky that's just stretched out on this. I wanted this to come back to some normalcy here and come down to the 200. I would have been loading hundreds of shares down there, especially anchored VWAP. It's NVDA. Come on. And it's just too powerful. It's not going to give you that opportunity. It's almost as power. It's like Visa. Visa is just nuts. It hasn't even done much. Hardly got smacked. I mean, it came down to 300. We were at 360. That's nothing. It only tagged the 50. Didn't even get near the 100 or anchored VWAP or the 200. I really wish it could. I should have been buying this down here. COVID, we were at 136. I mean, Visa is just a monster. This thing is nuts. Right after the look at this, $17. I love Visa because they don't have to innovate. Everyone else innovates, and then Visa is responsible for the transactions for everyone else who's innovative and buying things. I love that. It's like a toll, on a highway. Let's take a look at MasterCard. MasterCard did touch the 100. 466. This thing was 582. At some point, they're going to end up splitting. Costco, consumer staples have done so well. Costco hardly hit. Consumer staples is just totally fine. Nothing's even happened. It's basically at the same level it was in August and in November and in February. I mean, it had a just as big of a crash over here in January. 65, 84. I'd love to have a giant crash on some of these other sectors, but here's what I'm holding. SCHG. I did nail this. I nailed the crap out of this. At 22 is where I started loading. 22 and 23. We're probably going to be around 25, but this thing is just shot, right here. We're right where we were in May of 2024 and over here in September as well. We had a quick pop to 29. They split. So I'd love you all remember this from my last YouTube video. I'd love this thing to see the 200 or even lower. It'd be so amazing to grab this thing around 15 and ride it back up to 30. I doubt that's going to happen. We'll see. Never say never. And JEPI, SOXX, JEPI, and SCHG. I was picking this up at 52. I should have been buying it at 49, high 49s and 50. I should have loaded. But, with all the stocks that it holds being down, the dividend per share is going to be higher. So I expect it to be doing very well. I expect the dividend to be around 9%. It'd be awesome to get 10% on this again. I'm grabbing this for yield and safety. I love it. I'll take 9 to 10% all day. I'm going to have to get out of a money market and into equities because pretty soon money markets aren't going to pay anything. I don't have much. Here's my views, guys. Keep your eyes peeled on Bitcoin. That is the cleanest. That is the cleanest setup I see right now. Bitcoin weekly. Nothing is cleaner than that. That looks like it wants to go. To really go. I want to see this thing fly. So let's see if that happens. And Bitcoin, and I want to see, I'm just going to have my eyes glued to the news. What I'm frustrated about is, when you have the S&P just moving up vertically and then plummeting like this, yes, we have some support, which could be this trend line. Now, I did nail that. I called that we're probably going to bounce there. But at this point, well, that's a gigantic bar up. I doubt we're just going to vertically run. It could. Maybe it won't. Maybe TA is going to be right like it usually is, and we're going to peel back. And then we could shoot back up. But especially after a move like that, it's like I have to do technical analysis on geopolitical stuff, politics. What's Xi going to do? What's Trump going to do? What's his tone? What do you think his next move is? Like they're playing a game of chess and you're trying to figure out what they're going to do. It's very challenging. At the end of the day, they're not going to let this market fall that much. The central bank just came out and they said they'd save the market if it falls. Very hard. So that basically is telling you, buy up the dips. If you guys like this content, make sure to like, follow, and comment for more.